Hi friends, it's Peggy Noe for PrettyPaperCards.com. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and I'm here today with my little Yorkshire Terrier, Ellie. And we are just so happy that it's a brand new month. Today is November 2nd, 2022, and it's time to start getting ready for the holidays. So we are going to be making some holiday cards a lot during November, because as card makers we want to get ready and have our cards ready to send. Some people send them, the weekend of Thanksgiving. I'm usually not that good. I'm usually in the first or second week of December when I send my Christmas cards. What about you? When do you send your cards? Or maybe you just send cards to special people, or you could have a lot of family friends and be very social, and maybe you send a lot of cards. So whatever it is, we need to get started. Now I'm just going to look here and make sure that we're live. And I see that we are, which is great. Roz, good to see you today. Our weather is so nice here right now. Hi, baby. It is a cool and drizzly day, and it's just so nice here in San Diego because we don't have all that many of those. And so it really feels like November. It really feels like we're really starting the winter season, the holiday season. I'm trying to see what she's doing there. She's making me laugh. So it's so good to see you guys. Now we are going to be giving away at the end of our time together. I'm going to give away 2 prizes today because last week we had, or the week before, I can't remember. Last week we had some technical difficulties, some internet issues, and so I wasn't able to give away the prize from the week before. So I've got actually 2 weeks worth of prizes to give away for you, and I'm really excited. So that'll come at the very end. Kay, good to see you. Diane from Alabama, good to see you. She's getting antsy now. So 2 prizes, and I have been getting some cards. I love the cards that you guys send me. I just thank you so much for the cards you send me. Okay, I'm just going to put her down. She's antsy. And I want to show you a couple cards. Let's see, is Marcia on here yet? Marcia Fant, I think it's pronounced, sent me this beautiful card. I really, really like it. I love pink, and she made it pink and mint macaron. So beautiful. Thank you, Marcia. I love getting cards from you guys. You make the most beautiful cards. And then this is from Allison. A lot of you know Allison. She's usually here in our group, also in our Facebook live group, just like Marcia is. And she made me this adorable card for Halloween. Isn't that cute? She uses a lot of different products. She uses Stampin' Up!, but she uses some other products too. And I just think that little gnome is so cute. So I have things to show you today and to talk to you about. Cherie, good to see you. News. Okay. Most of you know I've been talking about it for a couple weeks that Stampin' Up! Had a new release, an early release that was available beginning yesterday, and I've just been so excited because I love it. And as demonstrators we get to pre-order in the month prior generally, and I have been showing you a couple things from this set. The beautiful framed florets, fitting florets, the fitting florets collection, the framed florets bundle, and they are so beautiful. Everything is beautiful, and I've been so excited to really get into it with you. Sharon Cooper from North Dakota, good to see you. Allison, I just showed your card and they loved it. Okay, so the Fitting Florets collection, and I want to show, now that I can really talk to you about it. Some of you are demonstrators, but it doesn't hurt to see it again. And so I'm going to just turn you down so that I can show you everything about this collection. So it starts out with a beautiful, and it's available now. Okay, you can get the collection or any one of the individual items individually. of course, when I was able to, I got the whole collection because what can I say? Love it, love it. Cindy, you switched back here from YouTube. Good to see you. I don't see the YouTube comments. I can, but the way my equipment is, Cindy, I don't. I just see the Facebook comments, so I'm interacting more over here. Okay. So this is the new release, Framed Florets bundle. The stamp set and the dies, the Framed Florets dies. I haven't got my label up there. Look at the ovals, you guys. Beautiful, beautiful. I haven't even played with this second one. We've got 1, 2, 3 beautiful oval dies, and this particular one, I think I've shown you, cuts 2 different pieces. We're going to use that today. And leaves, we love leaves, and flowers. Beautiful, beautiful bundle, the Framed Florets bundle. Now this is an early release from the spring mini catalog, which will debut, become available to demonstrators. We begin to start getting the mini catalog stuff in December. And I'll be able to get some because I'm going to go to On Stage, which is in actually a week from this coming weekend. I'm really excited, and we get to see everything. But okay, I digress. This stamp set is an early release from the mini catalog, so it's available now. It will be oh, thank you, Roz. Yes, this is so popular already. So this is an early release. It's available now. It will be available all through the spring. If they run out, they'll get more. Framed Florets bundle. But right now, because they did kind of this special release, this special collection, they have added a beautiful stamp set with more of holiday sentiments. And I love the font. We're going to use Fa La La today. From our home to yours, you could use anytime. So this is an additional stamp set that you can get beginning now, I believe, through January 1st, approximately. Now, these next 3 things I'm going to show you are only while supplies last. They are limited. And I know I've said this, and then they run out and people call me or contact me and want them, and they're gone. So if you want any of the stuff I'm going to show you today, my recommendation is get it right away, because the stamps, the first stamp set and die set are in the spring catalog. They will be around. These next 3 items are limited. Okay, framed and festive sentiments for the holidays. Darling, okay, I love these gold adhesive back swirls. We're going to use them today. I'm going to talk more about them. They're bright gold, they're shiny, and they're flat. That's another thing I really like about them. Limited, okay, limited. But this is the biggest thing, you guys, the designer series paper. And I have more that's on its way to me. You've been playing, Tina. It is so gorgeous. So I wanted to show you the designer series paper, and like I said, some of it I've used it all up. So this is 1 sheet, and you guys know I love pink. I've used it all up except these 2 bits. Okay, so that's 1 sheet. You get 2 sheets of this pattern front and back. Okay, this is another beautiful pattern. This soft succulent and this floral, that's the front and back. Okay, this is one of my total favorites, Evening Evergreen Gingham. This is the back side of that. Now, these flowers you can cut with the dies. Gorgeous, gorgeous. And the backing of this is this beautiful balmy blue paper. And then we're going to use this today. And this is one of the things they added, especially because they released it prior to the holidays. This is like a beautiful holiday designer series paper. You need another pack, Roz. I'm telling you. I've already gone through. This is my 2nd pack, and I've got like 3 on order right now. More floral. And then this is the last, I guess this is the front and back side of this one. Isn't that beautiful, beautiful paper? You guys, if you want it, don't complain after it's gone, because I'm telling you, if you like it, get it right away. I just can't I can't guarantee it'll be left. Not that I have to guarantee, but you know what I'm saying. I want you to get these things. So that is the newest thing from Stampin' Up. Now, I have something else to tell you. I am doing something new. I'm going to give it a try, and I'm going to show you first. This is my host code for this month, for the month of November. And what I'm going to do is I am going to do a new class to go, but I'm going to do it a little differently. And I love bantering with you guys because you tell me the truth, and we have such a great relationship. So I'm going to try a new kind of class to go. Okay, it's called a free with purchase class. So what's going to happen is I'm going to show you the cards we're going to do today I'm going to show you a fancy fold. This is what we're going to make today. I kind of teased it last week. Okay, look at that. Is that not cool? Look at that. And here's another one I made using the Christmas, with a Christmas theme, using the Fitting Florets collection. And what I'm going to do is we're going to do the video, okay, today, and you're going to see how to make it. But then I'm going to do a free with purchase class to go, where if you place an order of $35 in my online shop between today and Veterans Day, which is November 11th, and you use my host code, I will send you, and you have to request it by email, because I want to make sure you want it. I don't want to send this to anybody that doesn't want it. But for free, if you place a $35 order in my online shop using this host code between November 2nd and the 11th, I will send you the pieces, the papers to create these two cards. And I'm going to say, or similar, because I may have to substitute some of the different designer series papers, but the cardstock will be the same. And possibly we're going to make another one today that's just a little slightly different. So I will send you all the papers, envelopes, and everything to make 2 of these beautiful fun fold cards, plus the PDF written instructions, plus envelopes, and I'll ship it to you free if you place an order in my online store in the next 2 weeks using this host code, and email me at peggy@prettypapercards.com and tell me that you want what I'm calling, I gave it a fancy name, Peggy's Fun Fold Card, fancy, I forgot the fancy part, Peggy's Fancy Fun Fold Card Kit. And some people do this and they give you maybe more cards in the card kit, but mine are fancy. I am doing them fancy, and so I can only do so much. I'm one little person. I don't have a big team. I have a team under me, but they have their own things going on. So I'm just my own little person. So that is how I'm going to do it. I'm going to give it a try. Peggy's Fancy Fun Fold Card Kit. And all you have to do is place an order in my online shop, $35 or more. Use this host code and email me that you want the Fancy Fun Fold Card Kit, and you'll get it. I will make it up for you. Now, if you spend $50 or more in my online shop, I will add on the beautiful gold swirls while they're available. Okay, they're adhesive backed gold swirls. So that is my new card kit, class to go, free with purchase. And I'm going to post all this on my blog and send a newsletter tonight. I just finished formulating the ideas right before I came on. So you guys, you're my special people, and I wanted to just let you know. Thank you, Roz. So the host code is on YouTube down below, Facebook up above. Just use this host code. And let's get started with this fancy fun fold card. Okay, let's take a look at how it works. Some of you might have seen this. I forget what it's called. I just love it. I think it could be called maybe a 2-panel card. I'm not sure. But let's get started. So I want to show you exactly how to cut your paper. So we are going to use, instead of using white as our card base, we're going to use real red just for fun. We're going to use the basic, we're still going to use the Fitting Florets Designer Series paper and everything. But I want to show you how to score this. Okay, now I'm not going to write it down for you because you get that all written out with my PDF if you get my fancy fun fold card kit, okay? So we're going to go ahead and score. This is actually 1/2 sheet of an 8.5 by 11 piece of cardstock. You just cut it at 4 1/4 right down the center. And then we're going to put it this way so that we can score it with our paper trimmer that has the gray score blade. So we're going to start out by scoring at 2.5 inches, okay? And I'm going to go back and forth a few times to get a nice score. Whoops, and I need to pull out this part because we're going to go across. So 2 1/4, and then we're going to go to 3 3/4 right there, and then we'll move it over to 6 3/4 right there, and then 8 1/4. Okay, and that is our scoring. Now let's burnish those score lines with our bone folder, and we're just going to turn them back. What I do is I have the valley is here, and I turn against the valley. I don't know, into the mountain, I guess we'll say. So I'm going to score these lines, and when I am doing the scoring, or excuse me, the burnishing, I'm making sure that the edges are lining up, okay? Tammy, hey, oh good, I'm glad. I want to send you guys this kit. I'm really excited. Alrighty, there we go. And then we'll do this last one. Okay, now we've got it all scored, and the question becomes, how do you fold it? So I think I'm going to do it. Yep, this is it. And you're going to come over like that, and this fits perfectly inside an envelope. This isn't the envelope, but you can see this is another envelope for one of the samples I showed you. But it's going to fit perfectly inside our standard medium envelope. So this is the fold. Now the fun begins when you decorate it, okay? And I'm going to decorate. We're going to start. I pre-cut this because I knew it would take me a little bit to explain it, and I want to leave plenty of time. So what we do, we know that this width here is 4 1/4. So I made 2 squares of evening evergreen cardstock 4 by 4, and they're going to sit just like this. And this is what makes the pretty card. So I've got 2 of these, and then we're going to put on some of the designer series paper, which is 3 1/4 by 3 1/4, just like this. And this is the decoration. Now, I wanted to mention, I'm not going to do it on this card because I want to try something. I'm just doing things a little differently. But for this one, for this sample, I colored in the berries with my Real Red Stampin' Blend markers. I used the light color ones so that the shading of the berries from the designer series paper showed through, okay? And I had made some mistakes on the back of this when I was using the pink, but I can still use the other side. Don't tell anybody about that, though. You guys know my secrets. I'm telling you, you really do. So we're going to adhere this. Now on this card, I made these two patterns the same, but on this sample, just showing you so you know all that you can do with this. On this sample, I made these 2 patterns different, okay? And that's what I'm going to do here. I love this evening evergreen gingham. And because it's Christmassy, I didn't want to do those flowers so much. I liked the gingham. I thought it went really well here. It goes really well with the berries. Okay, so now we're ready. Let's get our card base back. And the one trick to know is that each of these ends, this is 2 1/4, this is 2 1/2. So you want to make sure to keep your 2 1/2 inch side to the right. Okay, and I have another piece of designer series paper which is going to fit right in there. This is, let's get it right side up. This is where you're going to write your sentiment, okay? But first, we're going to go ahead and adhere our 4x4 inch squares on there. And what I'm going to do is just put the glue in this area because the whole piece comes, you can see there's more to this, only the left side adheres. So I think I'll turn it up like that, and we'll just glue that down right like that. And there's our first piece. And that's what creates this neat, you see that piece hanging over there? Okay, now we're going to go to the next piece, which is going to adhere on this area. And now I'm coming in, remember that there is going to be a frame, a border there of about 1/8 of an inch. So I want to come back from that all the way around. So I'm coming in a good 1/4 of an inch all the way around. And then I'm going to put this piece on, just like that. Okay. And now you can see how that fold works. Isn't that neat? Okay, now we're going to put on the inside piece where we're going to put another piece of white on here. This is where you would write your sentiment. And you can use this pattern for this fun fold for anything. I mean, this would make a gorgeous birthday card, anything. I'm kind of, during the month of November, I'm going to try to emphasize Christmas and the holidays, of course. Why not? So there we go. What do you think? Isn't that cool? And then it opens up like this. And now more decorating. More decorating. Okay. So let's see what I've done here. I've gone ahead and cut a couple of ovals. The first one I'm going to put back there. The second one is going to be for the front. But I want to give this oval a frame, a beautiful gold frame. And so what we're going to do, let me close that glue up. I don't want it to dry any more than necessary. And of the frames, I'm going to use this one because this is the one that does, it'll cut a center, but also the frame on the outside, and I want the gold frame. So let me get my mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, and I'm going to put my oval right on there, just like that, and then we're going to run this through, and I'll show you how pretty that frame is. You know, gold is beautiful anytime. This is our gold foil, but especially at Christmas, and I think especially with evening evergreen, this beautiful dark green evening evergreen color, I think gold is just spectacular. So there's the oval. We're not going to use that right now. We'll save that for another project. But what I'm going to do, this kind of tends to, I need to release that. And there's our beautiful gold frame. Isn't that pretty? Okay, let me set this off to the side. And I'll show you how this is going to work. We've got our beautiful gold frame. We're going to put it on our front. Let me pull that out. We've got it. We're going to put it on our front, right, just like that. And what we're going to do is put a piece of basic white in there. I had pre-cut it the same way I just showed you. And now we're going to put a sentiment on there using Evening Evergreen ink so that it blends beautifully, perfectly. That's what I love about Stampin' Up. And I think I'm going to use a sentiment here from the Framed and Festive, because this is the kind of the Christmas stamp set that goes with it. Now let's see what this one says. This is from Our Home to Yours. That would fit on there. The one I used at the beginning was, on the sample, was Fa La 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 La, which I do kind of like. I have to say, I really like that. Let's just use that again because it's so cute. I really like it. Let me get a block here. I forgot to grab a block. Okay, here's a clear block. I'll get one size larger. Okay. And we'll just, I just think Fa La 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 is just fun. I mean, isn't it? The others are traditional. This just says hello, hello, and Merry Christmas, but in a fun way. Okay, now let me see if I can get that on kind of straight, just like that. Oops, it got a little bit of something over there. I'm going to turn it over. I think I wasn't paying attention. I kind of pounded too hard. What I tell people is not to pound too hard, and then I did it. Gentle, gentle, tap, tap, tap. Okay, let's try it again. There we go. Okay. So now we're ready to adhere this, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to, which one is the one I want? There. I'm going to adhere that first before I put the frame on, so that I make sure I get it right in the center. And because I'm using the back side of my piece, where the die cut it was a little, it just wasn't totally flat. So I'm just going to flatten that with my bone folder. And now I'm going to, we could adhere this with Stampin' Dimensionals, but you know what? I have discovered that with this particular frame, I think it's a little bit tricky to use dimensionals on the frame, and I prefer not to. I prefer to just use glue. I think it kind of looks better. So there's our sentiment, and now we're ready to put the frame right over it. I love that about this particular die, because you can have, it allows you to have this really pretty frame, and I love the way it's embossed in there. So now I'm just going to run a tiny, tiny little strip of my glue around there, and we're going to put this right over it, just like that. Doesn't that gold just look gorgeous? You have Christmas carols in your head. Yes, Avenel, put prize for next for next Wednesday. Definitely, if you want to be considered for that. Fa la 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 la. And the font is fabulous. I love the font on all of these. Okay, so we've gotten that far. Now all we need to do is decorate. Now I had used a ribbon on the other two cards on this edge. So on this edge here, I actually put the ribbon before I put down that second piece. But I decided just, to be different, not to use ribbon this time. I know some people don't like to use, don't like to do ribbons and bows, so we'll just do it a little differently. Now, in order to save time, I've gone ahead and pre-cut some gold and soft succulent leaves from the dies. But what I do want to do is we have to have some of these gorgeous flowers, okay? So we're just going to go ahead and stamp some of these flowers. The oval die, yes, it's so beautiful. And I mean, the three of them, I'm going to be showing them over the next couple weeks while I'm offering this class. I'm going to be showing these beautiful oval dies and all that they do. So I'm going to be stamping the flowers and leaves, okay? That is kind of a bouquet. And then there are some individual flowers. Whoops. Let me see if I can get two of them in there. Okay. And now we're going to color these quickly with our Stampin' Blends. So let's just color some leaves here. And again, what I love, we are using coordinating colors. This is the Soft Succulent Stampin' Blend alcohol marker. So we know I used real red ink, so we know that this goes beautifully. It's going to blend beautifully. And sometimes I don't color in completely on my leaves and even my flowers. I think it looks a little bit more like watercoloring when you do that. And this is an Evening Evergreen Stampin' Blend. I'm going to color these other leaves just like that. And because I used the real red ink, the berries came out real red, which I like. Whoops, I have more leaves over here, I forgot. Do you guys like to color? Do you like to color with your alcohol markers? It's not as fun when I'm kind of in a bit of a rush like now, but whoops. But I do love to color with my markers, especially when I'm just sitting around and relaxing. Okay, now I'm going to color my flowers in with my real red, and I'm going to just kind of be messy. Do you mind if I'm messy a little bit? What I'm going to do is color the center of the flowers. I'm going to use Evening Evergreen to be dark. But for these, I'm going to give kind of more of a watercolor look where it's not absolutely perfect, okay? And the same with these two over here. It's just not going to be absolutely perfect. It's more free form, and I kind of like it. And then we're going to come back in with the Evening Evergreen and do the flower centers. It's a little hard if you're a perfectionist to do that. I'm going to bring in some dark real red and just color that, give a little shading in there. A little bit of shading, which makes it look pretty. That's why we have the blends. It comes with the two colors, the light and the dark, in one package, which is great. I'm getting pretty messy, aren't I? Woo! Pretty messy. Okay, a little more shading in here, a little shading. A little bit up in there. Okay, now let's come back with our Evening Evergreen. I think that's this one. And we'll do the centers of our flowers in the Evening Evergreen. Okay, done. And now we're going to cut these out with the coordinating dies. Let me get my mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine out here. And we can do all of these at the same time. Well, we can at least do one flower and the bouquet. So let's see here. Just like that. And one flower. Sometimes they put more than one flower, you know, die, which makes it very nice. This time they didn't. Let's see if we can get that right where it goes. It takes a minute to figure it out. Okay. And now we're ready. And we'll just run this through. And then we'll run it through one more time for that single flower. Okay. And there's our pretty little grouping and our one flower just right there. Okay. And now we need the second flower, and what I'm going to do here, excuse my reach, I'm just going to trim this one off. And then I'm also going to add a little bit of real red cardstock. Uh-oh, I dropped a flower. Okay, there we go. I'm going to use a little bit of real red cardstock, and I'm going to cut a couple more leaves. And they did give us 2 leaf dies here, and I really like these leaves. And the way they open up, it really is quite nice. And you know, when you're doing a fancy card, remember I told you it's a fun fold, but it's also a fancy card. And when you're doing a fancy card, you have to add a lot of fancy things. That's what makes it fancy. A plain and simple, clean and simple cards are beautiful. But my preference really is fancy. Okay, now we're ready to decorate. We've got all of our stuff ready to go. Okay, let me try to get it out here. Now, okay, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to put some of these larger leaves up here, like this. That looks really pretty. And this is the soft succulent. This is the long leaf that came in the set, in the die set, with soft succulent cardstock, which is one of the colors. And you can see, look how beautiful it blends, because we've pulled it in at the end there on the last panel. Okay, just a bit. It just takes a little. We don't want to get too much glue. We don't want it all over. And I like to keep it away from the sentiment so you can really read your sentiment there. So we just press it down, and there we go. Okay. Now we're going to use, let's use one of the gold, no, I think I'm going to use the gold one over here in the middle section. So we'll put another, whoops, let's put another one of the leaves right over here. I mean, this is completely to your own. Hi, Kay, thank you for saying prize. Be sure to put prize if you want to be entered to win next week's prize. Okay, so we'll put this over here. We just want to decorate that little gold frame, make it very pretty. And now we can go ahead and put our, we can use dimensionals here, okay, with our floral arrangement. Where are my dimensionals? Okay. This is like a little bouquet. And the nice thing about this whole set is you can make it, the whole thing, any color your little heart desires. Okay, now I'm going to put one flower up here on a dimensional. And then we're going to tuck the smaller leaves in. We've got some pretty gold and red leaves. So I'm going to put that there, and we can start tucking these gold leaves in. And when you do that, sometimes you need to trim off the end and just put just the smallest dot of glue. And I want to tuck the leaf in so it is contrasted over the evening evergreen color. Isn't that pretty like that? And we've got these pretty real red leaves that we cut. Let's see where we might put these. I think one might look good right in there also. Fancy cards take a little time to make them fancy. And in the end, we're going to add some of those beautiful swirls. Okay, let's see. I want to have a little more gold down in here. Need to trim that off. These cards take a little bit more time because you want to play around and move things to where you think they look right. That looks really pretty in there. Okay, now let's see, where is our gold piece? Okay, let's put the gold leaf in here because this decorates the center. And we're just going to tuck that right in there, like that. And I saved one flower. And I think I'll go ahead and glue this down. Let's just glue that flower. Because that's the inside. I need to make it so you can see it. Whoops! It's escaping. Okay, there we go. There's our flower. Can you see that on that plaid? It is fun to decorate, Tammy. It really is. It's just so much fun to, you can do anything. You know, you can tailor it to the person if you're going to give it as a, you know, as a very special card. I mean, you couldn't make, it would be pretty hard to make 30 or 40 of these, I think. I mean, as far as all of your Christmas cards, but it would be a lovely Christmas card for a couple of really good friends. Okay, I'm going to tuck that right up in there. There we go. Now what we have left is we want to put the place where we're going to write our sentiment. And what I'm going to do is just stamp it real quickly with some real red ink in that one flower because it's going to look real pretty. Just like that. And that's going to be the inside of our card where we're going to write we're going to say love from Peggy. That's what I would say. I would say blessings from Peggy. I think that's what I would say. There we go. You could make them, Cindy, in batches of 5. That's true, because you would know exactly what you needed to do. So let's see if I can clean off my area a little bit. There is a very beautiful Christmas card for you. Isn't that gorgeous? It's the set. I'm telling you guys, it's this beautiful paper. It's the beautiful dies and stamps. There's my first one, and here's the one that is a thank you one. Thank you with all of my heart. Aren't those just so pretty? I love the fold. And this fold, I will send you a PDF instructions, plus papers and the envelopes to make 2 of these. Then and I will score the papers for you to make 2 of these beautiful cards. That will be my class kit to go for fitting florets. If you place a $35 order in my online store and use my host code, and then I need you to email me so that I know that you want the kit, because someone might place an order for whatever and they might not necessarily want the card kit. So if you want the card kit, email me, Peggy@prettypapercards.com, right after you place your order in my online store. And if you place your order for $50, I will add a package of the gold adhesive backed swirls. Aren't those so pretty? I mean, oops, what happened? That's interesting, isn't it? There we go. My equipment does things I don't even know. So I hope you liked that card that we made. And this, just get the fitting florets. I just bought the whole collection. I think it's $97 for the whole collection. Because I wanted everything. I wanted the paper, I wanted the gold swirls, I wanted the Christmas sentiments. But that's just me, you know. That's why I have to make a little bit of money at my card businesses, so that I can pay for my own habit, because I love everything. Okay, let's give away some prizes today. So I've got 2 prizes to give away. Are you guys ready? You were so patient with me last week with the little technical difficulties. So one prize is a package of my cards, including the one from last week. I think I've got 3 cards and envelopes in there for you. And this one, I used the random number generator for the people who wrote the word prize. And the winner for this, I'm not sure if I have seen her yet today, Eleanor Noriel. She's one of our ones that joins very frequently. And Eleanor, you won the package of 3 of my handmade cards, and I will get that in the mail to you. I think I have your address, but it doesn't hurt if you know that you're a winner. Eleanor, just go ahead and email me, Peggy@prettypapercards.com, and let me know your address in case you've moved, or just so I don't have to look it up. I want to make sure to send it to the right place. Okay. And then the other thing we were giving away is the black matte dots, which are so wonderful. And I use them a lot. And the winner of this is Diane Danick. Diane, congratulations. She usually watches me, I think, over on YouTube. And Diane, again, I think I have your address, but please email me with your address just to confirm, so that I can make sure that these black matte dots go to the right place. Congratulations, Eleanor and Diane. I'm so happy that you won. I'm happy for you. And the prize for next week. Okay, right about this time, we start having a lot of, we're visiting people, and we might be taking hostess gifts. We're also giving gifts, and we want to tuck in a little note. Well, I like to tuck in a 3x3 card. I just cut 3x6 of my basic white, fold it in half, and make a 3x3 card. And I have a package of 40 little 3x3 envelopes in basic white that you can put little gift cards in. You're all card makers. I know you are. I know, because I receive your beautiful cards. You make gorgeous cards. So you can make little gift cards, cut them 3x6, score it 3 inches on the long side, and it will fit perfectly inside these darling little gift envelopes for little gift enclosures. I use these a lot at the holidays, and so I thought you guys would like it too. So if you're interested in winning this little package, put the word prize either on YouTube or on Facebook, and we will draw. Today is the 2nd. I will draw for this I'll use the random number generator for anybody who puts the word prize on November 9th, Wednesday, November 9th. And Thank you, Kay. So don't forget, if you want my Peggy's Fancy Fun Fold card kit, go ahead and place an order in my online shop using that host code for $35 or $50, and I will get the card kit out to you. Thank you so